It's 5 p.m. on a Friday. My phone rings. Our DJ canceled. Can you help? I wanted to say no. I had only been DJing essentially a few weeks. I barely knew a crossfader from a cue point. I wanted to save myself from the abject humiliation of failure, but I also wanted to take the first step, even if it was a stumble. So I said yes. I wasn't the best that night. It took many nights, many awkward song transitions, lots of empty dance floors, and lots of hard work. But without that first night, next month, I wouldn't be playing Coachella. Or that's how these talks usually go. The fumbling beginner becomes the superstar. Failure is relatable, but it's treated as a stop along the way. In the end, we all want to be the best. But what if the story wasn't about that? Here's the true story. I am not a great DJ. That night in a bowling alley in Mountain View, I was probably the worst DJ performing anywhere in the world. It was one of the best nights of my life. Because I love to be bad at things, and I'm going to tell you why you should too. But first, I want to acknowledge I understand why we don't like to be bad at things. I am giving this talk at Stanford University, after all. Accomplished is an understatement. Because I'm at Stanford, people don't believe me when I say I like to fail. People don't believe me when I say I'm a bad DJ. At Stanford, saying you're a writer means you're secretly a published novelist, and saying you're an athlete means you're actually an Olympian. No one here is average. We live in a world that glorifies greatness. After all, there are not very many monuments to losers. As kids, we play and explore, but early on, we internalize that our worth is tied to achievement. Gold stars, gold medals. And evolution didn't want us to be bad at things either. After all, if you didn't hunt, you didn't eat. But the stakes are different now. We're no longer running from predators, but we still act as if failure is life or death. And there's neuroscience behind it too, specifically the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. It's the part of our brain that drives us to want to accomplish tasks. It's also the part of our brain that processes pain. When we feel as if we've failed, our brain reacts as if we're experiencing physical pain. Does that pain sound familiar? How many of you would say that you're afraid of failure? Whoa. Okay, so now think of something you've always wanted to try, and let's keep the stakes low for now. A new hobby, say surfing, painting, writing a book. What's the worst that could happen? Really think about it. The worst case scenario, humiliation, embarrassment. I think we're not afraid of failure. I think we're afraid of being mediocre. Wanting to be the best is natural, but if we can overcome this and find the joy in trying rather than succeeding, we unlock something truly powerful. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons to love to be bad at things. Number 1, to get good at something, you have to start by being bad at it. It is obvious, but we forget. Growth requires growing pains. If I did eventually want to play Coachella, I would still need that first horrible DJ set in Mountain View. Psychologist Angela Duckworth has spent years studying what drives people to be successful, and the answer is not natural talent, it's grit. Trying, failing, and trying again is what makes us succeed. But for many of us, good is not good enough. As Louisa May Alcott wrote, we want to be great or nothing. They say that perfect is the enemy of the good, but I would argue that good is the enemy of joy. Are you gonna only spend the rest of your life doing things that you're good at? Eventually, you'll run out of things to do, and there are way too many amazing things in life for that. So, what if you didn't need to be good? What if we found the joy in being bad and in just doing? So, the second reason to love being bad at things is for the pure joy of doing them. I can understand wanting to be great in your career. We all need to earn a living, but almost nothing feels as if it's done just for fun nowadays. Hobbies have become side hustles. I think it's time to let our hobbies be hobbies again. I'm going to clue you in on something called self-determination theory, and it's been studied for decades, and it says that intrinsic motivation, that is doing something for the pure joy of it, leads to much greater happiness than extrinsic motivation, that is doing something for wealth, status, recognition, or rewards. In fact, study upon study show that the more we chase wealth, status, recognitions, and rewards, the more it actually undermines our happiness in the long run. So if you don't believe me, you can believe the science. Loving being bad at things will make you happier. The third reason to love being bad at things is because it will prepare you for the moments that truly matter. Let's reframe failure as training. Not just training to get better at skills or hobbies, but training our resilience, confidence, and creativity. Training ourselves for the risks worth taking and the dreams worth chasing. Psychologist Carol Dweck coined the term growth mindset. It's a belief that our abilities aren't fixed, but can grow and improve over time. And people with a growth mindset see failure as feedback. And that frustration from trying and failing and trying again, it's not an obstacle, but a spark. Frustration has actually been linked to divergent thinking, the kind of thinking that makes us creative and innovative. And some of the best inventions in history were total flops. The Post-it note actually was supposed to be a super strong adhesive. And this builds resilience. Studies in exposure therapy show that the more we're exposed to small failures, the less power fear and anxiety has over us for the big ones. And this doesn't just build confidence, it actually rewires our brains. Many of us live with very rigid labels about ourselves. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an artist. I'm not a writer. I could never do that. There's a term for this. It's called identity foreclosure, when we decide too early on who we are and who we're not. But when we're bad at things, we challenge these self-limiting beliefs. We realize that our capabilities are not set in stone. We realize that our identities are not set in stone. Being bad at things makes us grow. So, be a bad surfer. Be a bad painter. Be a bad writer. But you won't just get better at these small hobbies. The impact can be much bigger. It'll make you braver, bolder, and freer in every part of your life. Earlier, I asked you to think of something small you wanted to try. Now, think of something big. Something that really scares you. A job, a big move, a dream you've been putting off. You might not feel ready. You might think, I can't do that job. I can't make that move. I could never do that. Identity foreclosure. But being bad at that small thing, that's what prepares us for something big. But after all this, I admit being bad at things is not easy. So here are some ideas to help you get started. Number 1, quiet your inner critic. No one is judging you as much as you are judging yourself. 2, find a partner or community. I had a friend teach me the basics of DJing. Having someone to learn and play alongside and hold you accountable makes a huge difference. 3, Commit to the first step. Starting is the hardest part, but push past it. I promise you the progress can be addicting. 4, enjoy the moment. Be present. Try to learn to love the process and not the outcome. The process is the joy. And I'm going to give you one more reason to love to be bad at things, and that is connection. Back in that bowling alley in Mountain View, at the beginning of the night, the dance floor was empty, and I was terrified of failing. And I had a lot of small failures that night. I picked songs that were not quite the right vibe. I messed up a ton of transitions, and I actually almost blew out the sound system. But I persisted, I kept going, and there was a moment, and I looked up, and everyone was dancing. And my friends chanted my name, and it was magic. That night wasn't about being perfect or being great. It was about showing up, taking a risk, and sharing a moment. And that authenticity is contagious. That's the power in being bad at things. It doesn't just free you, it frees the people around you. Perfection isolates us, but showing up, imperfections and all, that's what brings us together. So, here's my challenge to you. One more time, think back to that small hobby you've wanted to try. What's stopping you? Who can help you? What's the first step? You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start. Because the real failure wouldn't be being bad at it, it would be not trying at all. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. Thank you.